Good morning, dear students. This is Mr. Munde TZ, Assistant Professor in Chemistry. In last lecture, we had seen the Werner's theory of coordination compounds, in which he proposed some postulates to describe the structure of a coordination compound, and then he verified his postulates by taking some of the examples of hexaamine cobalt third chloride complex, in which he carried out experiments to measure the conductivity due to presence of number of ions. And after completion of the Werner's coordination theory, now we are going to the next point, and that point is chelating ligands. Now see, what is meant by chelate? Firstly, we will see what is meant by chelate. See, chel means claw. In Greek language, chel means claw. And the coordination compounds that have structure like claw or like a spider are known as chelate complexes. Or you may see it as just chelate. Now those ligands which form the chelating complexes or chelates are known as chelating ligands. In simple language, chelating ligand or chelating agent is a species or multidentate ligand which simultaneously coordinate to a central metal ion through more than one side to form a ring-like structure is known as chelating agent or chelating ligand. Now see, there are many ligands that form chelates, and these chelates have various applications in our day-to-day life. In our body, hemoglobin is also a chelate complex because the iron plus 2 is deeply buried inside the porphyrin ring, so that there is formation of a claw-like structure, and so that is also a chelate complex, that is also a coordination complex. So which are these chelating ligands then? The example is ethylene diamine, ethylene triamine, diethylene triamine, triethylene tetraamine, then ethylene diamine tetraacetate, then porphyrin ring. All these are the chelating ligands. So these ligands, when get attached with or get bonded with the central metal ion, at that time they form ring-like structure, and so that structure is known as chelate, and the ligand is known as chelating ligand. Now see, a chelate is a class of coordination complexes consisting of a central metal atom attached to a large molecule called ligand in a cyclic or ring structure. That is what I said before this. Okay, in a cyclic or ring. An example of chelate ring occurs in the ethylene diamine cadmium complex. This is the example of chelate complex. This is ethylene diamine cadmium complex. Similarly, you can find many examples in the books, and you can go through these examples. So what is the basic difference between the complex and chelate? In coordination complex, a metal atom is directly attached to ligands, but these ligands donates electron pairs through one or two donor atoms, but they do not form ring-like structures or claw-like structures. So this is the one point in case of metal complexes or coordination complexes. The second in case of chelates is the chelates donate electrons to the central metal ion through two or more atoms to form ring-like compounds, that is a chelate. Now see, the kinetic and thermal stability of chelate complexes is much more than that of coordination complexes or simple complex. Chelate complexes are more stable thermodynamically and kinetically, but the simple complexes are less stable as compared to chelates. These two differences are main for your examination, and after completion of this chelating agents and its classification, its differentiation, now we are going to see the next point, isomerism in coordination compounds. You all of know that you have learnt in 12th standard, then in succeeding years, what is meant by an isomer? What is meant by an isomer? An isomer is a species or the molecules that have same molecular formula but different structural arrangement, or the different chemical and physical properties are known as isomers. The compounds which have same molecular formula but different physical and chemical property are known as isomers. So, as you have seen in organic chemistry, the organic compounds show isomerism. Similarly, the inorganic compounds also show isomerism in their structures and properties. So when meanwhile looking for the isomerism in coordination compounds, same is the track of isomerism as in case of organic compounds, similar is the track in case of inorganic compounds. So in case of inorganic compounds, the isomerism has been classified into two categories mainly. One is structural isomerism and another is stereoisomerism. One is structural isomerism and another is stereoisomerism. Now we will go by one to continue for the next, and the first type is structural isomerism. What is meant by a structural isomer and what is structural isomerism? The compounds which have same molecular formula but they differ in structural arrangement of the atoms in the complex are known as structural isomers, and the phenomenon is known as structural isomerism. This is the definition of structural isomerism. It means the compounds have same molecular formula but they have different arrangement of the atoms around the central metal ion, and this generates the new compounds and the new properties. Now see, in this case of structural isomerism, the first type is chain isomerism, then position isomerism, then functional isomerism, metamerism, tautomerism, and ring chain isomerism also. Then we will see the different types of structural isomerisms and the different types of stereoisomerisms also. Now the first structural isomerism is ionization isomerism. The first structural isomerism is ionization isomerism. In case of ionization isomerism, the two species have same molecular formula, but they differ in the number of, or they differ in the production of, or the giving in different ions. They give different ions in solution. The species that use different ions, they have same molecular formula, but they give different ions in solution, are known as ionization isomers. And the example is PTNH3 taken forth plus Cl2 and Br2. Now this complex, the general name of first complex, they have the two complexes have same molecular formula C in this case, but the name of the first complex is tetraamine dichloroplatinum 4th bromide, and the name of the second complex is tetraamine dibromo platinum 4th chloride. Now the oxidation state of central metal ion, the number of atoms in the coordination complex, in this complex, both are same, but the arrangement of atoms is different. So that due to this arrangement, these two complexes in aqueous solution give different ions. So that this is the ionization isomerism. Then the next is hydrate isomerism. In case of hydrate isomerism, the exchange of water molecules between coordinate pair and ionization pair occur. This definition is quite hard to understand. So you may note that the another definition, and that is the species that have same molecular formula but which differ in number of water molecules in the coordination complex and out of the coordination complex. Actually this is solvent isomerism, and this example can be seen in case of hydrate isomerism as well as isomerism exhibited by the ammonia molecule also, or SO2. Now in this case there is an exchange of water in between in the coordination complex and out of the coordination complex in different complexes, and they have different properties in the complex, two different complexes. Okay, see the example here. First example is triamine triaqua chromium 3rd bromide, and the next example is triamine diaqua bromo chromium 3rd bromide hydrate. Now see, in this case the three water molecules are inside the coordination sphere, while none of the water molecule is out of the coordination sphere. But in case of second complex, the two water molecules are inside the coordination sphere, while one water molecule is out of the coordination sphere. So note this change and rewind it in examination. After looking into the coordination isomerism, structural isomerism, one is hydrate isomerism and another is ionization isomerism. We are now going for the linkage isomerism. Now in linkage isomerism, ambident ligand binds from the different binding sites to the metal atom. Linkage isomer are the species in which the same ligand binds with the central metal ion through different atoms or different sites are known as linkage isomers, and the phenomenon is known as linkage isomerism. It means you have learnt in previous lectures ambidentate ligands, a ligand that can bind through two atoms, but it binds through only one atom at once. So this ligand, that is ambident ligand, is a double-headed ligand. It can proceed through or bind through one atom at one time and at other atom next time. So see, the example of this ambidentate ligand and the linkage isomerism is potassium tetrathiocyanato cuprate second. In case of this atom, see, copper is directly bonded to the thiocyanate group through carbon. See here, carbon is towards copper in case of CNS, that is thiocyanate group. While in the second example, that is potassium tetraisothiocyanate cuprate second, here the linkage between copper and isothiocyanate group is in between copper and sulfur, So in first case, the copper was bonding with the thiocyanate group through carbon, but in second case the copper is binding through sulfur. So there are two atoms in the thiocyanate and isocyanate group that can bind to the central metal ion through different. One is carbon atom and another is sulfur atom. So that they get bonded through the two atoms. So that this is thiocyanate group is a or isothiocyanate group is a, what we say it as, ambidentate ligand. It is a ambidentate ligand. Now see, next is coordination isomerism. In case of coordination isomerism, exchange of the metal atom between coordinate sphere and ionization sphere when both are complex ions occurs. It means there is exchange of the two ligands between the two coordination complexes occurs, and one ligand is present with one atom central metal ion in first case, and in the second case that ligand will be present with the second central metal ion. So in case of these complexes as shown in the screen, the example is hexaamine chromium third, hexafluorocobaltate third. This is the example in which chromium is bonded with the ammonia while cobalt is bonded with the fluorine. But see the second example, in this case there is exchange of ammonia ligand from cobalt to chromium to cobalt. So the next example is hexaamine cobalt third, hexafluorochromate third. Now in this case there is shifting of the ligands from one central metal ion to another. From ammonia is shifted from chromium to cobalt, and fluorine is shifted from cobalt to chromium. So that this is the your coordination isomerism. This is your coordination isomerism. Now the next, ligand isomerism. The different isomers of the same ligand attached to the metal. So in this example, the different atoms attached to the central metal ion, and they show different chemical and physical properties. For example, in this case, see 1,2 diaminopropane and 1,3 diaminopropane both have same molecular formula, but there is change in the position of amino group, and that generates different isomers. And it gives different properties also. And the first example is cobalt. PN means 1,2 diaminopropane, bromine and chlorine. So the name of this compound is bromo 1,2 diaminopropane cobalt 3rd chloride. And the second example is bromo 1,2,3 diaminopropane cobalt 3rd chloride. This is the example of ligand isomerism. Go through all these concepts of isomerism and study hardly. So thank you. Tomorrow we will continue the next point, that is stereoisomerism. Up to that, thanks a lot.